All right, looks like here's what we'll do. We'll do Tony.
Okay.
We'll do Brendan. And if we have time, we'll do Opie. And we can always move these to tomorrow. So let's go couple Tony and Brendan. There we go. We've got this all set up now. First, guys, I want to play for you. Have you ever heard the intro to Tony Michael's talk show?
Never.
Tony is one of the most embarrassing guys that's ever existed. Because he's one of these guys who kept finding shit, kept grifting and grifting and grifting until he found something that would finally hit. Like, he's not into politics. He's not like this scholar who went to school and got a political science degree and has been researching and, digs through and knows shit about politics. He's just a loudmouth guy who wants to tell you what to think. And then he throws like fuck and cuck and tries to be edgy. There's nothing worse than a nerd who tries to be the tough nerd. Like, okay, Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, and then on the left, guys like Sam Cedar. I don't mind those guys because they're dorks and they don't pretend they're not dorks.
I know.
They're into politics. They're fucking nerds. They're not tough guys. I'm not really into politics. Our show isn't really into politics. We make fun of politics.
Yep.
So we don't, have to sit there and be nerds, although most of the times we are. For God's sake, we showed a trailer from a Fox Searchlight picture tonight. But Tony's one of these guys who knows that political talk is fucking terrible. But and he also knows it's for dorks. And he's going to try and cover up the dork part. It's like you have BO, but you're going to throw a bunch of cologne on top of you so you don't stink. He's trying to cover up that politics stink by saying the F word a lot.
Yep.
I want to first play you guys the Tony Michaels intro song. And then we're going to watch some of Tony's show for today because I got news for you. Tony is already in election cope mode. This is from Tony Michaels' House, the subreddit. Join that. They've got a lot of good Tony Michaels stuff up there. It's Tony Michaels' House on Reddit.
Talk about our democracy for a minute. But let's do it in a way that makes the snowflakes' heads explode.
Whoa! You see, he's taking the word snowflakes and he's like, it's these righties who are snowflakes, bro.
This sounds like Johnny Rock if he went political.
Oh, you're right. Me. It's really bad.
Let me be clear before this podcast begins. We are loud, proud, and do not give a fuck.
Whoa! Look out, guys. This guy's going to tell you what he thinks about the tax code.
I like the feigning of authority here.
I know.
Like, what the fuck?
We don't give a fuck. Whoa, really? Because I watch all these other political guys and they so look like they give a fuck. You're so uncontrollable. You're dangerous, Tony. Tony's only dangerous if he's selling your kids K2.
That's true. You might die.
This is the Tony Michaels Podcast.
Yep.
Real and raw political and social commentary. The freedom to oppress the rights of other people is not liberty, you shit-eating moron.
Oh, you shit-eating moron.
Oh, you got us, though.
Doesn't this make you feel real welcome to come into a show? Like you're just called a shit-eating moron and you're told the host doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's my angry dad yelling at me or something.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of projection in here.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, the smell of freedom of speech. This is the Tony Michaels Podcast. And this...
No, that's spice. That's not freedom of speech. That's the drugs that you were selling. You left some in one of your Mondo homes.
Oh, no.
Is the shed salesman and K2 salesman really going to tell us how to live politically?
Either way, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
The Tony Michaels Podcast. And this is Tony Michaels. Hey, Tony. Fuck him.
Whoa! Fuck him. That's his big catchphrase, by the way.
This is a really long intro. It felt slow.
It's actually only 50 seconds. It only feels long because it's really bad.
That did feel like a long time.
All right, so I got some timestamps here. This guy's really embarrassing. If you've never seen Tony do politics before, he's got a hat on with his catchphrase. His catchphrase is fuck 'em. And by the way, when you're talking about, like, look, there are times where, like, fuck them and, the F word is, like, really something. Like, if you're doing comedy or if you're arguing with your friends about sports. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you're digging into serious political issues of the day, usually the guy saying fuck them is wrong.
That makes you sound kind of like a redneck that nobody wants to listen to.
Right. Like, if the Democrats wanted to say, no, this dipshit is controlled opposition, like the Republicans are paying him to make the Democrats look stupid, I'd be like, okay, that's interesting. Because he does look like he's reading talking points from the back of, like, a kid's Denny's menu.
Yes.
And
absolutely, yes.
then adding the F word in there. Let's watch some of Tony Michaels. Guys, like I said, Tony is already coping about the election a day early.
Buddy, it's not here yet.
No.
They really did do a marvelous job in 2020. And they're doing even a better marvelous job here in 2022. And I hope that the fruits of their labor are seen that, yes, you can participate in policy and politics and elections in this country. And it makes a difference. It really does.
He looks like a guy holding back tears already.
This is a little weird. He
Yeah.
does seem like he's trying to talk himself out of like an inevitable fate.
Right. He's talking about Zoomers, by the way, in this
Yeah.
clip. He's like, Generation Z, they're good, man. I like Generation Z. I guarantee once those results come in, fuck you, Generation Z, for not showing up. Fuck you, you pieces of shit.
It's whoever's convenience at the time.
Yeah.
No, you may not see the bad after the election. I'll give you a scenario. Let's say Democrats take the House. They take more in the Senate. They take some crucial governor's races, and all those policies get turned around. And the fear of these fascists doing what they want, like demonizing LGBTQ people.
Oh my God.
They just don't want their kids to be convinced that they're another gender and be put into like gender therapy at school without their parents being told. That's all they want.
They just want to.
They would like to be clued into what's going on with, their fucking child.
They just want to parent their kid.
Yes.
That's it.
Banning books. Passing laws to take away rights from women.
Nobody's banning books, Tony. What you're talking about is school libraries in middle schools and elementary schools not having books that depict gay sex in them.
Like explicit shit.
Nobody's banning these books, Tony. You can still get them at Barnes & Noble and whatever fetish shop you want to shop
Amazon.
at. They're just saying, maybe not. It's like saying, we're not going to sell booze at an elementary school football game. And you're like, oh, what are they banning booze, these libtards? No, they're just saying, how about not at the kids' game? That's all, Tony. You fucking idiot. Again, he reads this shit off a Denny's napkin.
Greg Abbott down at the border using states' money as a staged bullshit thing for fentanyl at the border, which Kevin McCarthy's talking about this morning. It's so ridiculous.
Fentanyl at the border, Tony, that would put you in great business, wouldn't it? Well,
Is it bullshit though? Fentanyl's a huge problem right now.
Fentanyl is coming across the border in record numbers, Tony. It's not good.
Can I tell you something tragic I heard in the car tonight?
Oh, what's that?
The oldest stopped to tell me something she heard about Halloween candy. She said that there's rumors going around her school that she needs to watch out for like Smarties and shit because people are replacing them for drugs.
No.
So not only is that probably not true, but the kids are hearing about it.
That's the new razor blade and the apples that we
Isn't
heard
that
as
shitty,
kids.
though?
It never happened.
I told her that. I'm like, that doesn't ever happen, of course.
And you can't tell the 8-year-old why, because if you tell the 8-year-old why, you have to tell the 8-year-old, look, nobody's got fucking fentanyl is putting it in your Halloween candy. They're keeping that shit and selling it.
I thought the tragic thing was, though, that instead of enjoying your Halloween candy, you're hearing that.
That's always been around, though.
I
Like, it
don't
was
like
around
that.
when we were kids.
I don't remember that.
Talked about it with Texas Paul. It's all fucking lies, and the media just doesn't know how to fucking ask questions.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous, but...
So again, he's being hopeful in this clip, like, yeah, Generation Z, they can do it. And meanwhile, he's like, yeah, it's fucking bullshit, and they're not doing the right thing. So he's like projecting strength while coping at the same time. He's fascinating to me.
It is where we're at. But Gen Z is going to deliver. And again, I want to give them credit here. Because the younger vote is always the segment of the Democratic vote that generally is the most enthused, but doesn't actually act at the ballot, but they are.
What?
Who are you trying
They
to
are.
Who are you trying to
And the
convince?
first time in a long time, they're very active at the ballot.
Who are you trying to convince, buddy?
And I believe it's because they have their whole lives in front of them. and they see what these Republicans want. They believe they believe them.
Okay, so the first clip I wanted to play for you there was him trying to talk himself into that they're not going to get their ass kicked tomorrow.
Yeah, something is definitely going wrong with him right now.
Then we have the 23-minute mark. And this one's another meltdown that he's having. He's still in the middle of coping with guys, you haven't even lost yet. This is how you're going to behave when you haven't even lost the election yet?
How fun is Wednesday going to be?
Oh my God, it's going to be a nightmare for these people.
About these sons of bitches.
Oh.
Yes, it's real. It is strong. And we are a democracy. And we are the people.
Good one.
And there are more of us than there fucking are of these fascists. Way more of us.
You tell him, Tony.
Yeah, fuck them.
There's some that still consider themselves Republican by holding their nose.
Oh.
Talk!
I thought you paused it.
Fucking speak. No.
I fucking looked at you like, what are you doing, Tardo?
We can do this.
Come on.
We can
All
do this.
you have to do is lean in and engage in your democracy. And you can't stop after tomorrow. But right now, tomorrow, the election day, is the only...
This man is panicking.
I'm really...
This man is in a full-fledged panic. You see why I tell you guys not to...
I feel weird.
See why I tell you guys not to take politics too seriously? You end up like this fucking guy.
It makes you sick.
You're panicking. He's losing his mind over the fucking election. Dude, you got to pick a lane. You either got to admit that it's going to be bad and you got to start preparing yourself for it, or you just got to go full-blown delusional that you're going to lose. You can't do this rah-rah shit. You're going to drive yourself nuts.
The only subject that matters. So, like I've been saying, make sure you know either you've already early voted or you know where you're going to vote. You've made your plan. I've got my plan. You make your plan.
Sob, masturbate with a cheeseburger, and then maybe get out and vote.
Ugh.
And if you've already voted and you know your vote is cast, find those 3 people to encourage.
He's literally Ponzi scheming the election.
What in the hell?
He's so nervous about a loss that he's like, you tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends. He's literally multi-level marketing his way to an election victory. Is this how the spice trade worked, Tony?
Maybe.
Or Michael, whatever you're going by now?
Like the hierarchies and stuff and passing down.
Find them. Once you find those 3 people to encourage and encourage them to find 3 other people, go find 3 more. It's not...
He's literally panicking about this election so hard, he's trying to Ponzi scheme people into the vote. Oh, is he the best? I love
that guy's,
Tony.
He's not going to be okay.
No, he's in trouble.
How does he handle any presidential election?
I've got one more Tony clip for you that you're really going to love. He starts talking about tampons.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he seems like the guy to go to.
He's going to talk about tampons. The man's losing it.
I feel like I need to learn.
Thank you to Zero
Tony.
Dark Tony. He says, let me remind everyone, he is not a real Tony. This has been a public service announcement. You're right. His name is Michael Sosnowski.
Or is it Anthony Sosnowski?
It's or Anthony Sosnowski. I can't remember which one it is.
It's both, actually.
Oh, yeah. Please, yeah. Someone saying, did Corey shave and switch sides? Please register your pets. Says Sound Vortex. All right, $15 away from our goal. Thank you guys very much. If you feel like chipping in, 3 of you with a couple of $5 there on Streamlabs or PayPal, we'll knock this thing out. We appreciate that, folks. Let's go to one more little clip here from Tony, and then we'll try to get to something else. 42 minutes in, he starts talking about tampons. Fucking Tony Michaels, man.
Why would you talk about tampons?
And that's okay. It's okay that men don't know how tampons work. That's what I call them. Tampons.
Get it? Yeah, it's a funny word for tampons. He says tampons.
He got that from a fucking movie.
Oh, did he really?
He got that from the fucking Jason Sudeikis is moving weed in the RV.
Oh, not Road Trip.
I don't know either.
The one with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
As the stripper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know the couple that they end up doing
meet
shit
the
with?
Millers.
We're the Millers.
We're the Millers.
We're the Millers. He got it from there because like the fucked up lady who wants to grab Jennifer's tits.
Yeah.
She says it. She calls
says
them that.
tampons?
He
so
absolutely
he's
got it
stealing
from a
that from a
fucking
hack
movie.
movie.
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay, dudes. It's all right that you don't know how tampons work. I don't know.
You shouldn't have to say that.
That
Bob.
is not something you admit, bro.
Not only that, but he doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to talk about it.
But, everybody knows how tampons work.
We covered it at length last
You've got
week.
a bloody snatch. You've got a thing that's in a thing. You put the thing in the thing, and then the thing goes in, and you got a string at the end, and it soaks up
got
all
a tow
the
rope.
sinewy, clotty blood. There you go. Tampons. There you go, Tony. You learned something. You went to health class, you fucking virgin.
Never used one.
I don't even know what a vagina looks like.
Dude, he shouldn't have to sit here and say he's never used one. This is bothering the fuck out of me.
But here's the thing, dude.
Oh.
You shouldn't be telling someone what to do when you don't even know how that motherfucker works. You shouldn't be telling them what to do. And this video makes it very clear about how men don't even know how tampons work. So they shouldn't be telling women what to do with their fucking bodies.
Right. So here's the logic that Tony Michaels is so brilliant with. And like I said, I'm not really one way or the other on abortion, but if you don't exactly know how a tampon works, you shouldn't then advocate for the rights of the unborn.
If you don't know how tampons work, you don't get to talk about abortion.
Tony is one of these dumb fucks who thinks that pro-life people are arguing the same point he is. No, they're not arguing about a woman's right to choose. It doesn't even get that far with pro-life people, Tony. They're only worried about the child that's in her womb. They don't really give a fuck about her body. You guys keep framing this as, they're against a woman's right to choose. Bro, you've got to meet these pro-life people. They're not even thinking about that. They're obsessed with the baby. That's it. So you keep going, you don't know how a tampon works, which, Tony, I think you're the only one in the room who doesn't. I mean, who knows where a clit... Tony's that guy who, says shit.
You can't find the clit.
He says shit that he thinks is, a common thing. He's like the 40-year-old virgin where he says, you know how a breast feels like a bag of sand? And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That is him.
That's Tony Michaels. Like, isn't it weird? I don't know where the clit is. Nobody knows where the clit is. It's like... But, I mean, Tony, when we're teenagers, we start feeling and licking around, and when they go, whoo, we're like, oh, there you go. There you go. I found it. And then the rest of your life, you just go, all right, if things are going bad, go to that spot. That's where we go to.
They're great videos. Have you seen these videos? These Roe versus Bro, Gabe Sanchez. Have you seen these new videos?
So watch his co-host now, who has the charisma of a dying tomato. Watch him
stewed tomato.
He's even going to inappropriate with the abortion talk.
Too soon.
Watch him even call out Tony Michaels for what a loser he is.
Yeah, I have, and they're pretty.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're great because I think obviously majority of men. The point being, men don't know about women. So if you can't answer basic questions,
you can't advocate that a child.
Why are you in charge of making the decisions for those women about their bodies, right?
Everyone's talking in the chat here. They don't like how I say tampon. It's a tampon.
Whoever calls it tampon?
It's a tampon.
It's tampon.
Well, see, this shows how much I know. This shows how much I should be regulating women's bodies. Anyone who looks like...
First of all, his fake radio voice is troubling. But second of all, I have a great way to describe this program, the Tony Michaels Show.
Gay.
Okay, that may be a better one.
Can we start there?
Devoid of charm.
Virgins.
Virgins is another good one. There's no charm. There's a guy smiling and saying words. First of all, he's got a hat on that says fuck him. He's angrily ranting about politics. And then every so often he'll crack a smile. It's like, dude, you're not an enjoyable guy.
No.
You're not a charismatic. He thinks he's like the Pied Piper of liberal politics on the internet. He's a goof.
He says a well-known word kind of goofy, and he thinks he's doing something.
Ooh. That Tony Michaels, boy. He is a piece of shit.
Unbearable.
I mean, this is a guy who did allegedly, or it's a matter of record, did time for selling K2.
Can you imagine?
And then when he got out, a few days later, he starts his Mondo Homes, and now he's doing a podcast. I got an idea for you, Tony. How about if you can't stay on the right side of federal drug laws, you don't tell other people how to behave?
How does a drug deal go down if you're buying from him? How does it sound?
Oh, you got to get lectured on Roe v. Wade while he does it. I don't know.